Yeah, so we saw that when we are applying Newton's second law in a non-inertial reference frame, in a non-inertial frame, which is defined as a accelerated frame. That means that frame is moving with acceleration with respect to ground. Okay, so with respect to the ground frame, it is accelerated in motion. Okay. Then any body in that non-inertial frame experiences what we call a pseudo force, okay, which is given by the formula minus ma naught, where Fp is the pseudo force acting on a body of mass m in a non-inertial frame, okay, which is moving with acceleration e naught with respect to the ground frame. So in simple terms, it means that the magnitude of pseudo force is ma naught and direction is opposite to the acceleration of the frame. Okay. So while this is a little bit awkward initially because there is no real agent who's applying the pseudo force, okay, like when there's a tension kind of force acting, the agent of the force is some kind of string or rope or something. When there's a normal reaction acting on a body, the agent who's applying the force is the surface it is in contact with. Okay, for the gravitational force or weight of the body, the agent is the earth which is applying the force. Like that, whenever there's some external force acting, there's an external agent who's applying it. In this case, there doesn't seem to be any agent, so that is what's a little awkward about the force to begin with. But as I told you that every time you are dealing with a non-inertial frame and you have to account for pseudo force, the intuitive way of understanding and thinking of pseudo force is the everyday common everyday life examples which I told you about, that you're sitting inside a car and if it accelerates forward, you feel pushed backwards, you're jerked backwards. That happens because the pseudo force in your body acts backwards because the acceleration of the car is forwards. Similarly, while moving forwards, if the car suddenly brakes, you feel pushed forward this time. You feel pushed opposite. You feel pushed forward in the same direction in which the car is moving if it brakes. So basically, if it's braking, the retardation of the car is such that it's causing an acceleration in the backward direction. So the pseudo force that acts on your body will then act in the forward direction, and that's how. So let us begin by understanding some examples of the application of pseudo force today. We had done few examples last time also, but that was the very basic type of examples. So we will carry that forward today. Okay. So let me start with very common type of example at NEET level, especially, okay, of the application of pseudo force. So what is happening in this example is that once again it's to do with an elevator. So suppose we have an elevator which is accelerated upwards. It is accelerating at the rate of, let's say, 2 meters per second square. Okay. Now inside the lift or the elevator, what we have done is we have attached a pulley to the ceiling of the elevator. So this is a standard type of pulley which is smooth and fixed. Okay. And basically it's a simple Atwood machine, but it's attached to the ceiling of the pulley. Okay, so we have massless thread on either side, or basically a single massless thread is going around the pulley, and we have our normal two blocks, one of them being heavier than the other. So let us say these are blocks A and B. Okay. So A has a mass of let us say 7.5 kgs, and B has a mass of 2.5 kgs. Okay. So, and we'll take the acceleration due to gravity as the normal value, which is approximately 10 meters per second square. So now we want to find the tension in the thread and we want to find the accelerations of the blocks A and B. Okay, so now why this is a more difficult question compared to the normal Atwood machine, जहाँ पे pulley is attached to a fixed ceiling. Here, instead of it being a fixed ceiling, this is an elevator or a lift which is accelerating upwards at 2 meters per second square. So what happens is we have to analyze the motion of the blocks in the frame of the elevator, because this is as usual a massless inextensible thread. Okay, so the thread is massless, so it has a uniform tension throughout and also inextensible. So inextensible ka matlab, as we have discussed before, the length of the thread does not change. So if A comes down through a distance x with respect to the pulley, B will have to go up with the same distance x because the total length of the thread has to remain constant. So that means, so that gives us the relationship between the acceleration of A and acceleration of B. But this time we have to understand that acceleration of A and B that we are considering, that the heavier block A is coming down, B is going up, but that will be with respect to what? It will be with respect to the pulley, which is basically the elevator, because it's fixed to the elevator. So it's not going to be the acceleration in ground frame, it is going to be the acceleration with respect to the elevator. And secondly, we'll have to understand that the free body diagram of A and B is then made in the elevator's frame. So the elevator is becoming what kind of a frame here? It's becoming what we call the non-inertial frame. So when we make the free body diagram and analyze Newton's second law for the blocks A and B in the elevator's frame, we have to account for the non-inertial nature of the frame by taking pseudo force into account. Okay, so that's the important thing. So let's start off by just first making a note of this important point I told you, that yeah, in the reference frame of the elevator, okay, which is basically a non-inertial frame accelerated vertically upwards at the rate of a naught. Okay, so in that reference frame the pulley is fixed. In the ground frame the pulley is moving, remember, but in that frame, in this frame, the pulley is fixed. Okay, so and the blocks A and B will have accelerations downwards and upwards. A will be coming downwards, B will be going upwards because A is the heavier block. Okay, but of same magnitude. Okay, so suppose we take that as A prime. Okay, so this acceleration A prime, whose magnitude is A prime, remember that this is going to be the magnitude of A and B's acceleration. Okay, but with respect to the elevator. So that means in the non-inertial frame of the elevator. Okay. So if we are trying to find out A prime, we will have to make the free body diagram of the two blocks in the elevator's frame. So that is what we'll do next. Okay, so I want you to start with this. So the first step is make the free body diagrams of block A and B separately, but in the non-inertial frame of the elevator. Okay. So from those we will calculate E prime, that is the acceleration of A and B in the elevator's frame. Okay. And then finally from that, what we'll do is we'll proceed by using relative motion to calculate the accelerations of A and B with respect to ground frame. Okay. So when we come to this second step, I'll explain in more detail. But what I would like all of you to do is start by making the free body diagrams and showing all the forces correctly for block A and B in the non-inertial frame. So just take down the question and start with the first step I've written down over here. That is, make the FBD in the non-inertial frame, and make sure you got the direction and magnitude and everything of pseudo force correctly in the free body diagram, because that's the critical thing in this. Okay. So just start with this, people. Okay, so hope you have completed the first step by now. Yes, very good. But there is also pseudo force. Okay. There is also pseudo force. You have to understand that point over here. Okay. So how much you are getting for A prime? This thing, the acceleration of A and B with respect to the elevator, how much you are getting that? G10. Take the value of G as 10. Okay. That I've given you in the. Okay, so let's understand this in a little bit more detail. So what we are saying here is that if we are looking at this system, that is the simple Atwood machine, from inside the elevator, okay, then what we are seeing is that the heavier block is coming down, that is A is coming down with an acceleration A prime as seen by us, and the lighter block B is going up with the same magnitude of acceleration. This is what we are seeing. Okay, so for the observer inside the elevator, the pulley is stationary. Okay. So now for this observer, and of course the tension is going to be uniform in magnitude because it's a massless thread. So let's make the proper free body diagrams. So for the block A, which has a mass of 7.5 kgs. Okay. So we are in the non-inertial frame which is accelerating downwards at E naught. Okay. So the forces on the block A will become tension pseudo force and weight, and it is having a downward acceleration of E prime. Okay. So for the block A, the equation will become pseudo force plus weight minus tension is equal to mass into acceleration. So pseudo force will be ma naught in magnitude. Okay. So notice here I won't be putting an extra minus sign because this is only the magnitude of the pseudo force. So magnitude of the pseudo force is mass into acceleration of the frame. Direction is opposite, and that we've already accounted for. So this pseudo force, remember, is opposite the acceleration of the frame. Okay, and it has a magnitude in general of mass of whatever body into acceleration of the frame. So on the body A, the mass is ma. So we have this equation now. Okay, so substituting the value, you can see that 7.5 into ये E naught कितना था, 2 था, और G 10 था. Okay. So this becomes 90. So this is our equation 1. Now similarly, I want you to generate the equation for the free body diagram of the body B, which has mass 2.5 kgs. Make the similar kind of FBD for the body B, but remember in that non-inertial frame of the elevator, that one is going up with an acceleration of A prime. So make that FBD and get that similar equation, and after doing this, tell me what is the value of A prime. First calculate A prime and tell me. We'll come to the tension also, but first calculate A prime. Yeah, so how much is the acceleration A prime coming out to be? No, it is not coming out correct, people. Okay, let's see. So for the body B, okay, same thing we are observing in the non-inertial frame of the elevator. क्योंकि ए नॉट से ऊपर जा रहा है ना, सो स्यूडो फोर्स वापस से स्यूडो फोर्स इस पे किस डायरेक्शन में होगा? डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में होगा, वेट डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में होगा और टेंशन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में होगा। बट डिफरेंस ये है कि इस बार इसका खुद का एक्सीलरेशन किस डायरेक्शन में? अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में। So the equation we have is that the net force upwards. So the net force upwards is T minus weight minus let's write this as F prime because that one was the pseudo force on this thing on B. So this is equal to mass into acceleration. So T minus this quantity. Okay. So this is equal to 2.5 E prime. So we should get T minus 25 into 12. So that is 30 should be equal to 2.5 E prime. ये मेरा second equation होना चाहिए. Now it is a matter of solving the two equations. So if you just solve the combination of these two equations, you should be getting the acceleration A prime. Okay. Now how we'll solve? Eliminate tension. तो उसके लिए क्या इक्वेशन है मेरे पास? 90 minus T was equal to 7.5 E prime. ये पहला इक्वेशन था और यहाँ से T minus 30 is equal to 2.5 E prime. Second equation. So add the two equations. So we have 90 minus 30, that is 60, is equal to 7.5 plus 2.5, that is 10 E prime. So A prime will come out to be 6 meters per second square. Okay. So this is the acceleration of A downwards and B upwards in the elevator's frame. Okay. And of course tension is 30 plus this from equation 2. So tension is becoming how much? Tension is becoming 30 plus 15. Okay. So tension is becoming 45 newtons. Okay. So I'll just leave you to analyze this, but next step that we have to do from this, now we have to find the acceleration with respect to ground. So next step here that we have to do, this one, use relative motion concept to find the acceleration with respect to ground. ये हमने निकाल लिया that what is the acceleration with respect to the non-inertial frame. Now next step, we have to find the acceleration with respect to ground. Okay, so note down up to here first for the acceleration A prime and the tension T. And next thing we have to find the acceleration with respect to ground. So for that we have to use relative motion, that in the frame of the elevator जो खुद से नीचे आ रहा है, sorry, खुद से ऊपर जा रहा है 2 meters per second square, the magnitudes of their accelerations are 6 meters per second square each. So in respect to ground, how much the acceleration will be? Okay, so let's look at the next part. So acceleration of A and acceleration of B in the ground frame, how much that will be? So let's understand that aspect like this, that but this time our observer is on the ground outside. That is the ground frame. Okay. So the ground frame observer is seeing the elevator going up at A naught. So he's also seeing that the pulley is having an upward acceleration of A naught or 2 meters per second square. Okay. So with respect to ground, okay, the pulley P is accelerated at E naught upwards. So अभी उसके रिस्पेक्ट में देखो क्या होगा, बॉडी ए का एक्सलेशन कितना हो जाएगा, या बॉडी बी का, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दैट. बॉडी बी का एक्सलेशन विल बिकम ए प्राइम प्लस ए नॉट. Okay. The magnitude of the acceleration of B will become E prime plus A naught. क्यों? क्योंकि पुली के रिस्पेक्ट में it was going up at A prime and the pulley itself is going up at A naught upwards. So absolute frame में उसका कितना हो जाएगा, A prime plus A naught. So that is 6 plus 2, 8 meters per second square. So properly speaking, if we take this as a y-axis, we'll say that the acceleration of the block B as seen from the ground frame will become 8 j cap in meters per second square. Now similarly the block A, pulley के respect में it is coming down at 6 meters per second square, or A prime, but the pulley itself is going up at A naught. Okay, so the acceleration of A will be downwards and its magnitude will become A prime minus A naught, because ये दोनों opposite directions में है. A prime and A naught are in opposite directions. So with respect to the pulley, it is coming down at A prime, but at the same time the pulley itself is going up at the rate of A naught. So the net acceleration in the ground frame will become how much? It will become A prime minus A naught. Okay, so that is going to be equal to 4 meters per second square downwards. Okay, so in vector form again, if we write, the acceleration of the block A will become minus 4 j cap in meters per second square. Okay, and of course the tension in the thread, that is what we got last, it was 45 newtons, no? Yeah. So this is the complete analysis of the problem. So you can see how we made use of two things. One is the analysis of free body diagram in non-inertial frame to find out this relative acceleration A prime, and then the concept of relative motion itself to find the acceleration in ground frame. Yeah, NLM booklet has been shared long time back. Okay, I'll reshare it in the Orange House group if you want. But really, matlab, it had been shared at the time when we had done the first or second lecture of. So I'll put it up back on the Orange House group. Okay, so is this final part clear to all of you? Pulley के respect में B is coming upwards towards it at the rate of 6, but the pulley itself is going up at the rate of 2. So ground frame में वो कितना हो जाएगा? 6 plus 2 8 हो जाएगा. So this is a little bit like the concept of relative motion, that suppose you are inside a bus which is itself traveling at, let's say, 2 meters per second, but you are traveling inside the bus at the rate of, let's say, 6 meters per second. So then your velocity with respect to this observer will become how much? In the ground frame, okay, the person inside has a velocity of 6 plus 2, or 8 meters per second now, because with respect to the bus is going at 6 meters so what per second. So what is happening is, if you are observing from the point of view of this observer, you will see that this guy started at 6 meters per second. So after 1 second he has reached here, he has reached a displacement of 6 meters. Okay, but if you are observing from the ground frame point of view, what has happened is कि वो यहाँ से अगर start किया, तो after 1 second the whole frame has also gone forward ना. So ये जो displacement है वो कितना हो जाएगा? It will come from the net velocity, which will become 2 plus 6 into the time of 1 second. So this will become 8. Okay, so that kind of relative motion concept we are using over here. Okay, so make sure this part is clear to all of you, the second part especially. Yeah, I'm coming to your doubts in the text message. Just give me a second. What is coming equal in inertial and non-inertial? Acceleration तो अलग है ना बेटा. इनर्शियल फ्रेम में एक्सीलरेशन ए और बी का कितना है? ए का 4 डाउनवर्ड्स है, बी का 8 अपवर्ड्स है। वेरएज नॉन इनर्शियल में, एलिवेटर के फ्रेम में दोनों का एक्सीलरेशन कॉमन है मैग्नीट्यूड में। ए प्राइम इज, और द ब्लॉक ए इज कमिंग डाउन at the rate of 6 and the block B is going up at the rate of 6 meters per second square. So they're not equal in the two frames. टेंशन तो इक्वल होगा ही ना बेटा, टेंशन कैसे अलग हो सकता है? टेंशन तो कोई एक्चुअल फोर्स है ना। So how can the tension in a string, which is a actual physical property of the string at that point of time, how can that be different in different frames? Motion is frame dependent, but force is not frame dependent. All right, so hope this question is fully clear. Now let's move on to the next level of question involving pseudo force. Okay. So now in this next example, what we have is a situation like this. There's a smooth floor. It's in the shape of a tabletop or something like that. And there is some kind of a pulley attached over here. So it's a standard smooth fixed pulley. This is attached to the table. Now the string going round to the pulley, round the pulley. So what is happening is, on this side the string is attached to a block which is sliding on the table. So it's attached to a block like this. It's of mass m. But interestingly, on the other side, the pulley is actually attached like this to the axle of another massless pulley. Yeah. Okay. So now the important thing in this problem is that this is a massless or very light pulley. Smooth surface the pulley has. Okay. This is a fixed but smooth pulley. So that pulley is not going to translate, it's not going to have any acceleration, it will only rotate. Okay. And there's a smooth floor, of course. Okay. Now, given, suppose that mass of E is 30 kilograms, mass of B is 1/3 of that, let's say, so 10 kilograms. Okay. That mass on the top over there is 20 kilograms. Now we want to find the tensions and accelerations of all the three things, A, B, and the mass m. There's no friction anyway here. हाँ वही किया ना, मास ऑफ बी को कम रखा है कंपेयर टू ए, so that is why the block A will be sliding, will be coming down, and the B will be going up in the pulleys frame. Okay, so this is the question. Now I'm going to tell you how to start the question. So the first point you have to understand is that the pulley P, let's say this one is the pulley P, the moving one, okay, comes downward, okay, with an acceleration of, let's say, E, same in magnitude as the acceleration of the block C horizontal. Okay. Whereas A and B will have acceleration again, let's say A prime, okay, downwards and upwards respectively. But that is with respect to the pulley P. So that pulley P is accelerated. Okay. So when we consider this acceleration A prime, this is with respect to the pulley. So it is in the non-inertial frame of the pulley. So make the free body diagram accordingly. Okay. So just try this out now. Okay, so based on this information, let us make the free body diagrams and let's see what equations we generate. So the free body diagram of block C, that we'll make with respect to ground frame. Okay, so this is in the ground frame. So there is some tension in that string, let's say T1, which is making it accelerate horizontally at E. Normal reaction. So we have the important equation. And of course, this normal reaction is balancing the weight. So that's not really so important here. Okay. So यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? Let's assume that in ground frame, just a second. Okay, so now let us say in ground frame, this block is accelerating at E. So this particular pulley will also be accelerating downwards at E. और क्या होगा अभी पुली के फ्रेम में B is the lighter block, so it will be accelerating upwards, and E is the heavier block, so it will be accelerating downwards. Okay. Also, let us say the tension in this string is suppose T1. Okay. And the tension in this string is T2, because ये अलग string है ना, so इसमें tension different होगा. The tension is uniform throughout a particular string, but two different strings will not have the same amount of tension. Okay. So that is why this is like this. Okay. Now the pulley P is accelerated downwards at the same acceleration E as the block C. पुली P का जो डाउनवर्ड एक्सेलेरेशन है वो सेम मैग्नीट्यूड का है एज द ब्लॉक C. Okay, and what is happening is with respect to the pulley P, the block E has downward acceleration E prime, let's say, and the block B has upward acceleration A prime. Say let's say, ठीक है. So what we will do is the free body diagram of block A, for example, we will make in the non-inertial frame of pulley P, उसके रिस्पेक्ट में बनाएंगे ना. So we are in that non-inertial frame just coming down at the rate of A. Okay, that is the frame of the pulley P. So in that frame you are seeing that the block A is actually coming down at the rate of A prime. But what all forces are acting on it? Weight, okay, tension, but different tension T2, and pseudo force. Okay, this is your pseudo force. Okay, so इसका equation क्या बन जाएगा? The net downward force in this frame is so that should be equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. And the mass was 30, so this will become 300 minus T2 minus 30A is equal to 30A prime. This becomes my second equation. Okay. And likewise, the free body diagram of block B, again in the pulleys frame. Okay. So basically, you know, that pulley is coming down at E, and now we assume that as an observer we are on that pulley, so we are coming down with it. Okay, so हमारे रिस्पेक्ट में क्या होगा, ये वाला ब्लॉक नीचे जा रहा है ए प्राइम पे और ये वाला ब्लॉक ऊपर जा रहा है ए प्राइम. Okay, so this is how this thing is looking. Okay, and of course tension is T2. Okay, so in this non-inertial frame, okay, ब्लॉक बी पे क्या क्या फोर्स लग रहा है? सेम टेंशन T2, pseudo force, and weight, and this is going upwards at acceleration A prime. So इस पे net upward force will be equal to mass into acceleration. So this will become T2 plus pseudo force minus weight is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so this will become T2 plus 10A minus 100 is equal to 10 A prime. So this is our third equation. Okay. So I'll first just copy down the three equations and more importantly understand कि equations कैसे लिखा हमने, है ना, किस बॉडी को किस फ्रेम में एनालाइज किया, ब्लॉक सी को ग्राउंड फ्रेम में एनालाइज किया, ब्लॉक ए एंड बी को नॉन इनर्शियल फ्रेम में एनालाइज किया, एंड हाउ वी गॉट द इक्वेशन 1, 2 and 3 so far. In both cases pseudo force will act upwards beta because pseudo force is opposite to acceleration of the frame. So pseudo force is minus of mass into acceleration of the frame. So here this is the acceleration of the pulley P, so that is downward. So pseudo force, whether you are looking at A or B, दोनों पे pseudo force कैसे act करेगा? ऊपर के तरफ. Is it clear, Varun? Okay. Yeah, but see, the pseudo force's direction is always with respect to the acceleration of the frame. So frame का जो भी acceleration है, pseudo force का direction उसके opposite हो जाएगा. Understood ना? So that's very important. Okay, so please go through this and make sure you're clear with how you got equation 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now you'll notice that still there's a bigger problem now. Okay. And that problem is that we have got 4 variables and we've got only 3 equations. अपने पास वेरिएबल क्या क्या है? A is unknown, A prime is unknown, T1 and T2 are unknown. So we need one more equation also. No. So while you're writing down this, also start thinking where that fourth equation will come from. Okay. So as I was saying just now, our unknowns are T1, T2, A and A prime. We have 4 unknowns. So we need 4 equations to solve. So where is the fourth equation going to come from? Okay, so you'll notice the one thing we haven't analyzed till now is the motion of the pulley. No, pulley भी तो नीचे आ रहा है ना. The pulley is also coming down. So there is a relationship over there that we have to analyze. Okay. Okay. The free body diagram of the pulley P. Okay. On that there is tension T1 acting upwards and T2 and T2 acting downwards, and it's having a downward acceleration. But notice the pulley P is massless. So that means its own mass is tending to zero. So the mass is tending to zero. That means the net force on it is tending to zero. कितना भी उसका acceleration हो, but net force is mass into acceleration. So mass अगर उसका बहुत कम है, like it's just like some in milligrams or something. So the net force will become few milligrams into an acceleration. So it will be very, very small. It will be of the order 10 raised power minus 3. So it becomes negligible. So the net force is as good as zero. So because of that, you can see here that T1 will be equal to twice of T2. So this is the very important fourth equation that we have. And it's coming from the concept of the massless pulley. Okay, so now from this point onwards, we can just remember this as a rule of thumb. Okay, so if a system has a massless pulley, okay, net force on it must be zero. So कैसा भी कोई भी सिस्टम हो, उसमें पुली जैसा भी मूव कर रहा हो, upwards, downwards, horizontally or whatever, as long as the pulley is massless, the net force on it should be zero. So the tension should be balanced on either side of it. So the downward tension acting to T2 has to balance the upward tension acting T1. Is this point clear to all of you? Okay, so this becomes something important over here. Okay. So now let us analyze all our equations. Okay. So let's start with solving. Let's start by writing the fourth equation, which is that T1 is equal to twice of T2. Okay. Then we had the first equation, which was that T1 was equal to 20A. Okay. Then we had the second equation for this block, which was that 300 minus T1 minus T2 minus 30A was equal to 30A prime. This was for the block A, this was for the block C, and this was from the pulley point of view. Okay, and we had the third equation, which was T2 plus 10A minus 100 was equal to 10A prime. This was coming from the block B. Okay, so let's start eliminating the variables. So now you will see it won't be too difficult. Okay, we can easily analyze this. Okay. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा? We can substitute this. So we will get 2T2 is equal to 20A. That means we can substitute T2 as 10A. Okay. So substitute this in equation 2 and 3. So equation 2 will become 300 minus T2 के जगह 10A आ जाएगा. So 10 plus 30. So 40A is equal to 30A prime. Okay, and equation 2 will become 10A plus 10A. So 20A, okay, minus 100 is equal to 10A prime. So this is from equation 2. This is from equation 3. Okay, and next step we want to, let's say, find out A prime. So हम क्या करेंगे, इस इक्वेशन को, पूरे इक्वेशन को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. ओके, सो दैट दिस बिकम्स 40A, और फिर दोनों को जोड़ दो. Okay, so what is happening? This is becoming 300 minus 40a plus 40a, so that is cancelling out, but minus 200, and on the right hand side we have 30 plus 20 because we multiplied this by 2 e prime. So e prime will come out to be 2 meters per second square. Okay. And then substitute it in either of these equations, and 20a minus 100 will become 10 into 2 now. Okay, substituting this in equation 3, so e will come out to be, okay, 20 plus 100, so that's 120 divided by 20, so that is 60 meters per second square. Okay, and you can see that your tension T2 is 10A, so it is becoming, sorry, not 60, that's 6. The tension is 60, but the acceleration is 6. So T2 is that much and T1 is double of that, so 120 newtons. Okay, so this is just the extra part, which is the solving of the simultaneous equations. It itself is all 4 equations, 4 variables. Okay, but anyhow, this is how you have to learn to solve this. Okay, so just take this down, and then final step we'll find the accelerations of the blocks in the ground frame. For that we'll use relative motion again. Okay, so let's go through this section again. So here we are calculating all the accelerations in the ground frame. So finally we are calculating accelerations of A, B, and C in the ground frame. So in inertial frame, so that is the already the correct one. 6 meters per second square is the horizontal acceleration of C in the ground frame only. But the A prime that we had calculated, which was the magnitude of acceleration of A and B, that was with respect to the pulley. That was with respect to the pulley. So now see, to calculate the acceleration of A in the ground frame में देखो क्या हो रहा है, pulley is coming down at 6 और pulley के respect में A नीचे आ रहा है at 2. So ground frame में A का net acceleration downwards कितना हो जाएगा? It will become A plus A prime or 8 meters per second square. Similarly ground frame में B का acceleration कितना हो जाएगा? So the pulley itself is coming down at 6, but pulley के respect में this is going up at 2. So its net acceleration is becoming how much? 6 downwards and added with 2 upwards. So that is nothing but 4 downwards. Okay. So that is how we are getting this value as the acceleration of A in the ground frame, and we are getting this value as the acceleration of B in the ground frame. C का तो जो पहले निकाला था, that itself is the acceleration in the ground frame. Okay. So just make a note of this final part and make sure this is clear. Yeah, exactly. Acceleration of A is minus 8 j cap. It's 8 into minus j cap. That's the same thing. Yes, Varun, these two are clear. The acceleration of A and acceleration of B. Okay, so this is done. This is clear, people. Any doubts in this question, anyone? Yeah, that's fine now. Okay. Okay. So let's wind up with one final question. So now in this next example, what is happening is we have a vehicle which is accelerating like this at 2 meters per second square, and inside the vehicle there is a smooth inclined plane at theta equal to 37 degrees. Okay. And there is a block which is sliding down the inclined plane. So this is, so we want to find the acceleration of the block, okay, relative to the moving frame, okay, or you can say in the frame of the vehicle. Okay, so this vehicle is moving. Now the vehicle inside it has this fixed inclined plane. Okay, so वो vehicle के frame में what is the acceleration of this block that is sliding down the inclined plane? This is what we have to calculate. So quickly make the free body diagram of this and work this out. So make the free body diagram of the block in the vehicle's frame. Okay. So that will be a non-inertial frame which is horizontally accelerated. Okay, at E equal to 2 meters per second square. Take the value of G as 10, standard value. Okay. So so just start with the free body diagram. Once you get the FBD correct, this question won't be difficult, and it doesn't have difficult solving like the last question, which had a lot of equations and things. Yeah, so anybody got the answer? Yeah, mass of the block surface is not given because आपको acceleration पूछा है, तो mass cancel हो जाएगा. Yeah, so let me just verify the answer for you. So अभी देखो क्या हो रहा है. When I make the free body diagram, it is in the non-inertial frame, okay, of the vehicle, which is having an acceleration in the horizontal direction of 2 meters per second square. So जो ब्लॉक इंक्लाइन प्लेन पे है, सो इस ब्लॉक पे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्यूडो फोर्स कैसे एक्ट करेगा. द स्यूडो फोर्स विल बी एक्टिंग in this direction. This will be ma. This is a pseudo force. Okay, and then of course there are the other regular forces which are mg and normal reaction. Right, and with all this it has an acceleration of a prime, so that a prime is the acceleration down the inclined plane, okay, in the vehicle's frame, okay, in the vehicle's non-inertial frame. So now we have to just resolve the forces correctly. So you will realize that यहाँ पे this angle will be theta and this angle will be theta. So on resolving the forces, you will have pseudo forces components ma cos theta and ma sin theta. You will have weights components, mg's components, mg sin theta and mg cos theta, and you will have your normal reaction n. Okay. So on resolving these two forces, pseudo force and weight, you get like this. Okay. So now coming back to your acceleration E prime, it is along this axis, along this axis. So along the inclined plane, your net force is becoming mg sin theta plus ma cos theta, and that should become your ma prime. Okay. So this acceleration down the inclined plane A prime will become g sin theta plus a cos theta, which in this case is 10 into 3 by 5, because theta is 37 degrees, plus 2 into 4 by 5. So that is 6 plus 1.6. Okay. So 7.6 meters per second square. ये आपका आंसर हो जाएगा. Understand? Or this will be the parametric way of expressing it. G sin theta plus a cos theta. Okay. So people, please note this down and make sure you revise these questions very carefully before you start the next worksheet, which I'll be sending you. Okay. So with this, we complete the concept of pseudo force today in detail. Okay. And next lecture, we will be starting what is called constraint relation for a system of pulleys. So that is the final part of Newton's laws chapter, which is the most important part of this chapter. And after completing that, we can move on to friction then. Okay. So hope this is clear to all of you, and make sure you discuss with me if there's any doubt. And that's it for today's class then.